Hey guys, it's Craig. It's that time of year for the Echo and Alexa Everyday Uses update. This is year number 4. If you're thinking about getting an Echo or you have one and you want to know what to do with it, here are 10 Echo and Alexa Everyday Uses with some tips. Let's take a look. This is year number 4 of 10 everyday uses. Kind of crazy it's been going on that long. Each year, I update this list of uses with any new useful features that might bump something off the list from previous years, or the things that just are staples that work and are great year after year. I add any updates to those features. Now, if this is your first Echo, you get 10 good uses that hopefully help you get more from your Echo. And if you're an Echo Pro, you might catch a tip or an update you missed. Now, this isn't a tutorial video, but with most of these features, you can find a dedicated video in either my 2018 or 2019 Echo series. Let's get started with the top 10. Make sure to stay tuned to the end for my list of honorable mentions. Also, if you want to check out any of the new Echoes, there's links down in the description. Number 1 is timers and alarms. Both are still 2 of the most used functions for my family. Timers and alarms have been very helpful with the kids homeschooling. It helps them keep track of time so they don't miss any Zoom calls. Now, you can set multiple timers and give each one a name. Alexa, set a laundry timer for 6 seconds.
Laundry timer, 6 seconds. Starting now.
Now, when that timer goes off, it's going to actually tell me the name of the timer that I set. So we'll hear that in just a second.
Your laundry timer is done.
To check a timer, Alexa, how much time is left on my lunch timer?
You have 1 hour left on your lunch timer.
An update this year allows you to turn on or off timers and check the time remaining from a different Echo. Now, this may sound like no big deal, but you used to have to go to the Echo the timer was on to set it or to turn it off. This is a cool update, especially when you have kids that leave timers going off upstairs all the time. So alarms are great. You can set them through the app or using your voice. You can have it wake you with a basic alarm. You can pick a genre of music, a song, or an artist. And you can also use alarms to trigger routines. A routine is an automated series of steps that Alexa performs when a trigger happens. In this case, the alarm would be a trigger to that routine. And I'll get into routines and explain more about them in a bit. Number 2 is voice or video calling. When you set up an Echo, you can give permission to the Alexa app to use your phone's contacts. Once it has permission, you can make calls from your Echo using your contacts and voice. The person you're calling will see your cell phone number on their caller ID. Now, if you set up a voice profile, Alexa will know your voice and contacts versus your partner's voice or contacts. It'll know you want to call your mom and not have Alexa call your partner's mother. If you have AT&T in the US, you can get incoming calls by linking your account to your Echo. Last year I included messages with calling, but I pretty much have just written it off because it's just not useful to me. But if you want to know about it, you can send messages across your Echoes and through the Alexa app to contacts and family members. Now, with COVID and social distancing, video calls have become more important. With an Echo Show, you can do video calls to family and friends who have Echoes and are outside of your house. It's great for older parents or the grandparents to stay in touch with the kids. You can make a video call from your phone to an Echo. You also can use Skype to contact other Skype users through the Skype app or their own Echo Shows. Later this year, we are gonna see Zoom support coming to the Echo Show. What it'll do is it'll take Zoom meetings that you have in your calendar that's synced up with Alexa. It'll see those, and then when it's time, you say you want to join the meeting, and it'll grab the information from the calendar. Number 3, and one of the best uses for Alexa and an Echo is smart home control. You can use your voice to control smart lights, smart plugs, switches, thermostats, cameras, vacuums, and the list keeps growing each year. It really is incredible. You could use routines to automate smart devices and tasks for you. Here's a smart home tip. Make a group with the Echo or Echoes, smart lights, and other smart devices that are in the same room. Then when you say, Alexa, turn off the lights, the Echoes will know to only turn on or off the lights that are in the group with that Echo. Alexa, turn off the lights. and turns off those lights because it's set up in a group to only turn off those lights. This helps with the number of names you need to remember for all your devices. It's great for my wife. She only needs to remember lights on, lights off for most rooms, and then turn on my light for her bedside lamp. That's another tip. If you have a partner that's not into the tech in the smart home, name smart lights or smart devices something they would call it. Ask them, what should we call this device? Because that's going to be what they remember. It just makes it easier. Trust me. Number 4, one of my favorites that makes the smart home so powerful is routines. Routines are a series of steps that can be triggered by voice at a specific time, by select smart devices, a location, an alarm going off, Alexa Guard, or an Alexa gadget. Now you can choose the trigger that you want and then pick the actions. Actions include having Alexa say something to you, read your calendar, control your smart devices, give the weather, play music, and so much more. I have a video in the description that goes through every aspect of routines. Something like an alarm routine can come in handy, so when the alarm goes off, it turns on the lights, gives you a news update, tells you the weather and what's going on in your day. You could even add steps in there that wait to trigger later on after the routine starts. So 20 minutes later, the lights downstairs come on automatically. Some of the new additions this year include being able to trigger if applets, running skills, more smart devices as triggers, control over Fire TV devices, and custom actions. Custom actions are basically commands you type up to have Alexa tell herself to do something. You enter what you want Alexa to do, and it'll happen during the automation. Alexa, I'm home.
Welcome home, Craig.
My lights come up.
Here's the Wikipedia article on Dwayne Johnson. Dwayne Douglas Johnson, also known by his ring name The Rock, is an American-Canadian actor.
Now, why do I have a command that welcomes me home, turns on some lights, and starts telling me about The Rock? Well, who doesn't have a routine like that? Everyone wants to know about The Rock. But no, really, I put that step in there because all that step is saying is, Alexa, tell me about The Rock. It's as if I made an inquiry to her and she's giving me information back. You really are just typing the command you want it to do. This function's great because anything you can tell your Echo to do, you can have it happen in that part of the routine. Like my absurd, tell me about The Rock. Early this year, Amazon also added more sensor support for triggering routines, such as door sensors, motion sensors, and there's a temperature sensor in this, so if you wanted to trigger something that turned a fan on for you when it got too hot. Number 5 is calendars. You can connect a Google, Microsoft Exchange, or Apple account to Alexa. You can choose what calendars you want to have synced with Alexa. You can choose what calendars you want to add events to with your voice by default, and where to put other events if someone else tries to add something to your calendar and it doesn't recognize your voice. Alexa, add lunch to my calendar for today at 6 p.m.
I'll schedule lunch today at 6 p.m.
That's going to sync up with my calendar on my phone. It's great. On the Echo Shows, which I have it turned off right now, we usually leave it turned on so it shows what's coming up on our calendar. A nice feature that you could turn on is calendar notifications, so Alexa will read out the event when your calendar has a notification set for that event. Number 6 is drop-in and announcements. Drop-in is an intercom system for your Echoes. You can connect one Echo to another Echo directly using drop-in. You can also use the Alexa app or Echo Auto to drop in when you're away from the house. If I'm traveling, instead of calling my house, I can drop in from my phone and say hi. And if I drop in from my phone to an Echo Show, it could be a video call or just a voice if I drop into a regular Echo. In my house, instead of walking up the stairs to tell my daughter it's dinner, I can drop in on the Echo in her room and let her know. When you drop in, the light goes green to give you a notification that drop-in's happening. A drop-in's a direct connection from these Echoes, so you don't get to answer drop-in, it just connects automatically. But the nice part is that you can go into the Alexa app and turn off drop-in on individual Echoes. Amazon did introduce new group drop-ins that allow you to connect to all of your Echoes at once. Another feature is announcements, which is great. It allows you to just make an announcement across all your devices. But people who get the announcement can't speak back for it. It's just a broadcast of what you want to say. Announcements are quicker because they don't need two-way communication. One thing Amazon recently added was individual announcements, so you can announce to an individual Echo, which is great because drop-in is a little too slow at times. Now, number 7 is reminders and lists. With your Echo, you can set reminders for yourself or others. Alexa, remind me in 30 seconds about reminders.
Okay, I'll remind you in 30 seconds. By the way, you can now set monthly and yearly reminders for tasks such as bill payments or birthdays. To try it, just say something like, "Remind me to pay bills on the first of every month."
That's what I was going to get into. You can set reminders to repeat. Now, reminders can notify you on your phone or leave a yellow ring or light on your Echoes, like the show, to alert you that you missed a notification about a reminder.
This is a reminder. Reminders.
There's my reminder. If it was left unanswered, I just see a little notification, yellow ring on the Echo. Now with lists, you can create shopping lists, to-do lists, or other lists using your voice. Alexa, create a dinner list.
I've created dinner list.
You can even add multiple things at the same time. Alexa, add pasta, bread, and wine to my dinner list.
I have added pasta, bread, and wine to your dinner list.
And those things will be listed individually. Now, lists can be synced with some third-party apps like Todoist. That's the one I use. I wish I could sync directly with Apple Reminders because that's what my wife and I use to sync lists across each other. And it would be nice to have it just natively in the app. Number 8, the Echoes are great for music and podcasts. You can stream music from Amazon Music, Apple Music, Spotify, Pandora, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, SiriusXM, Tidal, Amazon Music, and there's some more. You can ask for artist, genre music, or songs, and it'll find it on your default service. If you use Amazon Music, you can even create playlists with your voice and add songs to it by saying add this song to the name of the playlist. With other services, you can access your playlist you created with the service. You could go into the settings in the app and pick what you want your default music service to be. You can also listen to podcasts from various services. This year, Amazon added the option to pick a default service for podcasts. Before, I never used my Echoes for podcasts because it wasn't tied to Apple Podcasts. Now I can use my Echo and stay synced with all my other devices since it's on the same service. You could call up podcasts by name. You could ask for the last podcast you're listening to. There's voice controls with it, so you can ask Alexa to skip forward or back, and whatever increment of time you choose, you could play or you could pause. Number 9 is multi-room audio speaker groups. Basically, you can create groups of Echoes to play music across. So for example, I have a downstairs, an upstairs, an office group, and everywhere group for the whole house. Alexa, play classical music on the office group.
Playing classical music from Apple Music on the Office group.
Now I have it coming out of the Echo Show 8, the Echo 4th generation, and an Echo Dot with clock over there. You can also add Fire TV sticks or Fire TV cubes into a speaker group. This is great if you have a nice sound system that your Fire TV device runs through. Unfortunately, speaker groups only work on streaming services. You cannot use Bluetooth from a phone to stream to a group of speakers. Number 10 is audio and ebooks. Being able to listen to my Audible books from any of the Echo devices is great. I could say play my audiobook and it'll pick up from where I left off in the Audible app. Alexa, play my audiobook.
Starting the title most recently added to Craig's library.
This is Audible.
That was grabbing my most recent title. Now this year, Amazon added playback of audiobooks across multi-room audio speaker groups. So those groups you make to listen to music across, now you can listen to your audiobook across all of those groups. If you don't do audiobooks, you can have Alexa read you your Kindle books. You would just say, Alexa, read my book in-game.
Resuming Craig's book, Endgame. Also by David Baldacci. Will Roby series.
Here are some honorable mentions for everyday uses. For security, we have Alexa Guard. Basically, when Alexa Guard is activated, your Echoes will listen for the sound of smoke alarms, carbon monoxide alarms, or the sound of glass breaking. And if it hears any of those things, it will send you an alert to your phone to let you know. It is also capable of randomizing your smart lights to give your house a lived-in look, which is kind of cool. You can also play games on the Echoes. Some of our favorites are Jeopardy, Song Quiz, 20 Questions. The Echoes can be great tools to help you with workouts, meditations, or maybe maybe some nature sounds to fall asleep. You could download skills for the Echoes, which are basically apps that help bring more functionality to your Echo. That's it, 10 great everyday uses for the Echo and Alexa. What's your favorite use for the Echoes? Next, make sure to check out this video over here to learn more about the new Amazon Echo 4th generation and its new sound design. I'll see you over there. Thanks for watching. Bye.